Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Coco McMillan Show. You may have seen her in Morocco, New York City, Los Angeles, California, Detroit, Philadelphia, Chicago, Las Vegas, Nevada. One of the background singers for Mickey Howard and the late, great Gerald Levert. Ladies and gentlemen, your host, the beautiful, the wonderful, the spectacular, Miss Coco McMillan.
Good evening, and welcome to the Coco McMillan Show, where we make it happen. I am so excited to be with you today. We have a wonderful show lined up for you today. This is the Coco McMillan Show, where we bring some amazing flavor to the virtual talk show circuit, featuring our national and our local recording artists, business owners, social media guru, mental and physical health awareness. It's all happening right here on the Coco McMillan Show. We allow the guests to come on the show to give them an opportunity to discuss their career goals, their challenges, their awareness, product, so many different things that you can learn from our guests that come on the show, because I say this every week. It's designed for you. This show is designed just for you. So if you have a story, a testimony, something that you would love to share to our viewers, please make sure you contact me at cocomacmillanmusic@gmail.com. And we are here for you. You can reach me on any of the social media platforms. I am here. Let's make this thing happen. We say this because we believe in sharing your journey, your testimony. Many souls, millions of people can be blessed just by your testimony. I say each one, teach one. So we're here to share this information with you, just to make each other better. It's about helping each other. So if you can learn from here, that's what I want to happen. So listen, we are streaming here live on the IBM network, on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn. If you're in the presence of your home and you have Roku, you can go to your Roku TV and download a channel. Go to download channel. It's free, by the way, and add Pod TV Live, and you can watch it right there. So we are just so excited about what is happening on the Coco McMillan Show. You can go back and listen to some of our other broadcasts that we've had with so many different artists and guests here on the show. It will really blow your mind with the caliber of guests that we have on the show. So I am so excited that they take this time just to be with little old me, to help you, to help us. So I'm just so excited for what God is doing for this show. I want to give a shout out to Miss Raven Robertson, my girl. She plays a big part. Of this show, bringing the guests, her and Wayne Booker, Martin Lee. So I just want to say thank you to them. So listen, if you are watching, go ahead and let me know where you're watching from. Go ahead and put in the chat your name, all that good stuff, so we can make sure that we give you a shout out. I see you already, Jean Johnson. That is Irvington, New Jersey. Thank you so much for watching. So as you come in, go ahead and put in the chat where you watching from, and we're going to get started. But listen, I need you to stay until the end of the show. We have two dynamic ladies on the show today. We are also featuring our homeboy here in the Raleigh Durham area, Mr. Gene Hopkins. His new single is out called Increase, and we're going to play it here on the show this evening. So make sure you stay tuned for that. But listen, we're going to go ahead and get started with our guests. Again, let me know where you're watching from. For all my Cary and Raleigh folks, if you're here in the area in the morning, 6 a.m. to 10:30 a.m., please stop by my coffee shop inside the Amtrak Depot. Stop by and have a cup of coffee with me, get some snacks, all that good stuff. I am located at 211 North Academy Street inside the Amtrak Depot. So if you want a cup of coffee, hot chocolate, tea, all that good stuff, come and chop it up with your girl. All right. That's every Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. All right. So listen, we're gonna get started. As I said, today we have two dynamic ladies on the show. I just cannot wait to speak to them. Our first guest, wow, Dr. Ebony January. Listen, if you don't know her, you will know her by today. She is absolutely amazing. She is a certified OBGYN. She's also an author of Empowered Motherhood. She is here with us today to tell us about a little bit more about what she's doing, how she got started, if there was any challenges, all that good stuff. She's going to talk about her book. But listen, before I bring her on, and she doesn't even know this, I'm going to play you a little clip. Check this out.
Let me introduce myself. I'm Dr. Ebony January. I'm a board certified OBGYN, but I'm also a woman. I'm also a human. So I go to the doctor just like you. So when you're in the doctor, you make sure that you understand that your doctor is a human just like you. So no problem is too big or too small for you to ask. So by all means, make sure you ask the tough questions.
Love it. Please help me welcome my guest, Dr. Ebony January. I love it. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you. I didn't
I
know you
know
were
I
going to
just
play
threw
that.
that out there at you. I was like, oh my.
You did.
But
Thank
I
you.
love that. I love that, Dr. January, because that shows me that you're really concerned about individuals and their health, and particularly women.
hmm
I love that about you. But first, before I get into some of the questions, just tell us a little bit, where you from, where do you reside, where do you live now?
So I'm originally from East St. Louis, Illinois. I
Yeah.
reside in St. Louis, Missouri, so just across the bridge, born in St. Louis. And so that's where I reside now. I lived in a couple of different places, Miami being one, and also Houston. So I most recently moved back to St. Louis after being gone for about 5 years. And
Wow.
so I'm, like you said, I'm a board certified OBGYN. I'm licensed in 15 states. And I'm really here to really do God's work and to make sure that I educate and empower women to make sure that they get the best out of their doctor's visits, specifically their pregnancies, and also to educate the people that are around them that care for women, because we are in crisis.
Exactly. Now tell us your why.
My wife, I love that you asked me that because I do a lot of coaching, and I'm giving a talk next week to a HBCU, and I'm teaching them my what, why, how method. What being the goal, right? Which is to empower women, which we just stated, and then the why. The why, honestly, was because I see myself in a lot of women, and I started. When you're a doctor, a lot of times your patients become your family. You spend so much time with them, especially as an OBGYN,
Yeah.
and a busy one at that. And so I saw a lot of women that were lacking knowledge, and a lot of women who were being exposed to preventable causes of death, preventable causes of disease. And so I really wanted to be able to give them more of myself and be that conduit for better health. So, honestly, that's my why. I want better health. I want young Black women, young Black men to see themselves inside of me, considering, where I'm from, and to say that, hey, I can go on and I can do that. And so that's really my why.
I love that. And I've been watching a lot of your videos, your shorts and all that stuff. I was like, oh my
Mm-hmm.
God, she's just so phenomenal. And you speak a lot about health literacy. Why
Mm-hmm.
is it so important?
So, where I worked in the underserved community for a long time. And so we have something that we refer to as the social determinants of health, right? These are all of the things that are in your environment that affect your health that may not necessarily be health. But part of that is literacy, and specifically
Yeah,
health literacy. Many times we don't know what we don't know. There's no roundtable discussion in the Black and brown community where we're
right,
talking about, health, right? And so
right.
oftentimes I would have women that will come into my office, older women would come into my office, and I would go through their history, and they would say, I take medicine for high blood pressure. And then when I would go to ask them, they wouldn't know the name of it. And then I'd ask a
Me,
follow-up question and would say, well, how long have you been on this medication? And many times they had been on these medications for 10 plus years, but they didn't know the name of it. They didn't know why they were really taking it. They didn't know, what was really happening. And so I started teaching women. I started teaching women about their health. I started educating them on the difference between a pelvic exam and a pap smear. So it's so important, health literacy, that you educate yourself so that you can have an informed conversation with your doctors. Many times people think that doctors are not relatable, or that they can't really ask questions because they don't know about their health, or they don't know what questions to ask. So I think that is really, really important, that we become more literate as it pertains to health. And so that's why it's, for me, why health literacy is so important, especially just as a human. But most people don't know what they don't know, and I think that it's time to have informed conversations with our healthcare providers.
that is so true because I am guilty for that. I've had doctors ask me all the time, what, the medication I'm like, I don't
Looks like
know.
she's having some issues with the Wi-Fi, but since I'm here by myself, make sure you
Oh,
guys grab a copy of my book, Empowered Motherhood. It's not just for future moms, but it is for people who support moms as well. I figured I'd take over the show since you were having some issues with your Wi-Fi. Did you
go
see me?
ahead, take over, girl. Take over, take over. That's what I'm talking about. Just ready. I love it. I love it. And I was saying what, I'm guilty of that, for my
Mm,
doctor. When they ask me, what's the medicine that you're on for high blood pressure? I'm like, I don't know. I'm like,
yeah.
really? But
Shame on you.
I know, I know.
Shame on you. Like, I used to take my hand when the ladies would go to reach for their purse to pull out these pill bottles. And I would take my hand and said, no, don't you be mad at me as a doctor if you can't even tell me as a human being what you're putting in your body. How are you putting something in your body? You don't know the name of it. And they would say, I know, Dr. January, but um, it was just really a teaching moment for the patients, but also to let them know that, hey, I'm one of those doctors that I'm going to hold you accountable. I want you to hold me accountable. I'm not perfect. I know you're not perfect. But I think that it's very important for us to have a great working relationship. And that means that you do your part and I do my part, and it
Right.
leads to better health.
Yes, I love that. And thank you. Thank you. I'm so glad you said that. One of my other questions, because I seen this today, actually in the train station where I have my coffee shop. I see a lot of mental health
Mm.
um, people. I mean, especially now with women's. We had an episode
Hmm.
today where this lady came in and just kind of targeted someone and just started going off. I mean, it was just unbelievable. They called the police, and you could clearly see that something
Hmm.
was going on. But with mental health, how does that play a role in the work that you do?
So, it's interesting that, you bring that up because one, I talk a lot about it in the book because it is one of the top causes of maternal morbidity and mortality.
Yeah,
But that, and keep in mind that speaks specifically to pregnancy. But before women are getting pregnant, they're having underlying mental health issues that go unaddressed. And
yeah,
so when I was practicing in St. Louis before I left originally, I practice based on something called the wellness wheel. The wellness wheel, when you look at it, you may see either 7 aspects or 8 aspects of it, but it encompasses the mental health side of things, physical, occupational, spiritual,
hmm,
financial, all of those things. If one thing is unbalanced, and everything is unbalanced, and
yeah,
sometimes that the mental health component actually weighs very, very heavily on all of those different aspects. So what I found myself doing was when I couldn't find something physically wrong with a patient, I would read body language and dig a little bit deeper. And I would find that it had a lot to do with their mental health. Women are everything to everyone but nothing to themselves. A lot of times we
yes,
do everything, right? We do a lot of the things that sometimes our significant others don't necessarily think about. That's making sure that we take inventory in the house. We make sure that
yeah,
if you have daughters, that their hair is combed, that the kids, we notice when they're growing out of something, that we maybe deliver the message to the father. Not obviously, that's not all men,
right.
but a lot of times that is what we experiencing, especially in the Black and brown community. So therefore it's leading to, unfortunately, a lot of mental anguish.
Right.
And so these things need to go addressed, and they can no longer be unheard. And we can't turn a blind eye to a lot of these things as doctors. Even if I'm not a mental health doctor, I should be able to pick up on it and be able to refer out and to make sure that my patient actually pays attention to her mental health because it affects everything.
That's right. Now, what are some of the resources, um, that you can share with some of our viewers about that?
Yeah, so I do. I have a bunch of links, and I can share some links with you as well. But there are so many resources that are available for mental health. There's and then you have different apps that help to support, like calm.com. There's another one, kind.com, which definitely helps. There are different calming apps, calm.com, that can definitely help you with some calming therapies if you don't have a mental health therapist or you're trying to get to your mental health therapist. There's so many websites that are available. You can even go to the cdc.gov and also click on mental health resources. Search, you can put mental health in the top corner, and it'll give a list of resources that are available for you as well.
Good, good. And we're gonna, for those that's listening, I see you out there, Brandon. We're gonna make sure that we get these links and share this information
Yeah.
with you because it's so important. And what I love about you, we're gonna talk about the book in just a few minutes about motherhood. What are some of the complications that you see, in pregnancies, with the
So
labor or the delivery process or anything?
And honestly, the labor is where we see a lot of the complications. Obviously, not all, but I will say postpartum hemorrhage, where women are hemorrhaging after they deliver. That's one
Yeah,
complication. Shoulder dystocia. I talk a lot about this. I have a master class on labor complication where I walk people through the risk factors associated with it, and also how we manage it, so you can be informed when you're in the labor room. But the shoulder getting stuck, that's another complication. Infection is another complication,
mhm,
and sometimes who's at risk for a C-section. So I talk about that as well. But during pregnancy, we have a lot of people who think that when we get pregnant, it's just the time for us to eat and drink whatever we want because I'm eating for two. And unfortunately, that's leading to gestational diabetes, which leads to bigger babies, potentially you're on insulin. And women who have gestational diabetes are at 50% risk of developing regular diabetes after pregnancy. So we have diabetes, we have different hypertensive disorders, whether someone is chronic. Now, nowadays, moms are getting older. They're waiting to have babies, they're
yeah,
putting their careers and then they're waiting. So, generally speaking, a lot of these busy career women, once again, have been so focused on the careers that not
Yep.
necessarily focus on their health. So it's when they get pregnant, now they have pre-existing conditions that are,
Right.
setting them up for a complicated pregnancy. So if you have hypertensive disorders, preeclampsia, those are some of the complications that we're seeing in pregnancy, that many of them, once if you set yourself up for success, you can help to prevent some of these things. Not all, think things are still going to happen, but at least we can set ourselves up as best we can.
As best we can. Right. So what I love this. I'm just so Minister Cooper, thank you so much for joining. What about abdominal pain? Could you educate us a little bit about that? If we
During
have,
pregnancy.
yes.
So here's what I tell women. Not all abdominal pain in pregnancy is related to the pregnancy, right?
Mm,
You have different organ systems. You have your gastrointestinal system, your GI tract. So someone could have diverticulitis, which is inflammation of a part of the gut. You
right.
can have any and everything that, when you're not pregnant, you can absolutely have it when you're pregnant. You can have appendicitis. We see that often in pregnancy. And sometimes we think someone is going into preterm labor, and it's actually appendicitis. Obviously, your kidneys are an issue. They're in the back, but it wraps around your ureters wrap around to the front, and so that can cause abdominal pain. You can have a bladder infection. A lot of women still aren't pushing the fluids the way they should. Various hormones being elevated increases your risk of bladder infection and such. So there's so many things,
Yeah.
even outside of the pregnancy, that can cause abdominal pain. And then with regards to the pregnancy, preterm labor, preterm contractions, round ligament pain, and it's just the pelvis itself stretching out. Those are, or it's so many causes of abdominal pain. So when someone comes into the ER with abdominal pain and the ER calls me, I go through the whole list,
The,
right? I go through
mhm.
not just the pregnancy, I go through everything to make sure that I don't miss something.
Wow. That's amazing. So is that what led you to to write the book? I mean, you're an author, you
So,
talk
right.
empower motherhood.
Yeah,
Let's talk
yeah.
about your books.
So I'll tell you what really inspired me to write the book. Like I said, I was having so many people in the office that didn't know about their health. They didn't know. Obviously, the book focuses on pregnancy because I started seeing the maternal health crisis. I saw it coming. Like right now we're bad, but keep in mind this book was 2 years in the making. And
Right.
so I saw so many women who were so uneducated as it pertains to pregnancy, but not just that. I saw so many women who were afraid to ask questions, right?
Question.
Not every doctor was a Dr. January who was open to the questions, or and I feel like sometimes people felt rushed. So I said to myself, how do I bridge the gap between doctors and patients, doctors and doulas, doctors and midwives? How do I give the patient, to a certain degree, my brain, so that when they come into the office, a doctor doesn't feel like, oh, I got to start from, a grade level of kindergarten. I can actually, I'm
Right.
bringing these women up to a higher grade level so they can have informed conversations with the doctor, because I can honestly tell you, when a woman comes in and they know something, I'm like, okay, you've done your homework, and it
Right.
breaks down the barrier. A lot of times they see doctors as here and, they're there, but when you're educated, you can best advocate for yourself. And so
Right.
that's one of the main reasons that I wrote the book, and for women and their support people, not just significant others, but I see grandmothers that are in the delivery room. I see grandfathers that are in the delivery room. I see so many people in the delivery room are coming to these appointments that I want to be able to teach them something so that they can advocate for their loved one, honestly. And so that's why I wrote the book, to improve health literacy, to improve outcomes, and to bridge that gap between patients and doctors, and significant others and doctors and doulas, and doctors as well.
Wow. This, and you have a book tour that you're doing, right?
I
So what,
do.
so what are
I
some of the
do.
cities that you've done, and what's to come?
What's
What's
to
next?
come? Yeah. So we started in DC. So we just
Okay.
started in April, and we did it during Black Maternal Health Week, which is April 11th through the 17th. And that was phenomenal. We met with some amazing people, some doulas who are really doing the work. I'm super pro doula. So we met with them. We met with, some MCOs who are really doing things in the community. And so I love that. Have different organizations that, I work with out there that really support it. And so that was phenomenal. And next we got New York City coming up, which I'm really, really so. I'm so excited about because New York City is like my second home, right?
Yeah.
I'm always in New York City. I always tell people New York loves me. Like, you have the shirts, I love New York, but I'm like, mm-mm,
Right.
New York
New York
loves
loves
me.
me.
New York loves me. So we're the book tour is June 1st.
Okay.
Um in New York City, and it's at the what is it called? The Chelsea House, which is
Okay.
Angela Yee's one of her places. And so we're really excited,
Yeah.
and we're blessed to have been able to secure that location. So it's June 1st, 3 to 7 p.m. at the Chelsea House. And then next up we have Denver, which I'm really excited
Mm.
about. I got some amazing friends out in Denver, and I really commend their healthcare system. They do really good work out there. And then after that, we have my hometown, St. Louis, and
St.
it's my
Louis.
birthday weekend. Yeah,
Oh,
it's going to be my
good.
birthday weekend, so that's exciting. And then August is Dallas and Houston. And then I got to check from there. My team knows the whole list.
That's
I
good.
just
Well,
go with
I
the
hope
flow.
that you're coming to North Carolina soon.
And I'm licensed in North Carolina as well. And in fact, I will be coming there for work very soon, actually. But now we need to add North Carolina to the list. I think we have it on the list, but like I said, my team runs my life.
And so how do you balance, work life balance? How do
It's
you
that's a
manage
great question. That's what my presentation next week is about to some student leaders.
it?
I have a system that I created when I was in college.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's called the what, the why, and the how. But in that how piece, the how is the balance. We have 168 hours in a week, and this is something, this is a program that I also teach women, busy women, because many people are like, how do you stay, fit during doing what all that you do? But I balance my time, and the mandatory stuff kind of goes at the top. um After that is my wellness. Like, I make sure that I work out every single day, I meditate,
Yeah.
I pray. That's like my morning routine always. I'm at the spa at least once a month, if not twice a
That
month.
part.
And I make sure that I keep good people around me, right? So you have that social part of the wellness wheel, that you have to make sure that you have people around you that support you, that help you through difficult times. I'm grieving the loss of my mother and my aunt recently, and they have really, my support system has
Mm.
really stepped in. And I also have a sick dad, and they've stepped in and lifted me and carried me through this difficult time. So I would definitely say that my wellness is extremely important, but I balance because it's always been a priority to me. Like I said, I live by the what, the why, and the how. The what is making sure that I'm well. The why is because I have a family that I want to support, and the how is those 168 hours that I'm very intentional about and very strategic. And at the top of it is the mandatory. Just below that is the wellness component. Like, there's just no room for
Yeah.
negotiation as it pertains to that.
Oh my goodness, this is good right here. I could talk to you all day long, but I know we're coming down to the wire. I see some of the comments out there.
Mm,
Jackie, yes, get Denise involved. This is really good because
mm.
I really think, as you said earlier, that we need to be educated, about
Yes,
our health, and we need to take
yes.
care of ourselves. Now, what is one thing that you will leave to our viewers and the women that's watching today? What is one thing that you will leave them to encourage them?
You know, you can't pour from an empty cup, right?
Oh,
I had an attending physician. She saw me exhausted, and she said to me, Dr. January, you can't save anyone if you're bleeding. And
mm,
unfortunately, that's the story for many, many women. And
yeah.
so I want to leave you with that: you can't help anyone if you're bleeding. Save you first. They tell you on the plane, right? To put your mask on first. So
Right.
put your mask on first, ladies.
So good. That's so good. Ladies, I hope that you have embraced that. That should really encourage you and lift up your spirits, and and just kind of get you hyped to, like, tomorrow morning, it's a new you. Tonight you make
Yes,
it happen. It's a new you. Dr. January, thank you so much. Please keep me posted when you're coming to North
absolutely.
Carolina. I mean, we're gonna be following you, supporting you, everything. You're
Thank
doing
you.
such
Definitely.
favor on your book tour, and I could just see you just elevating, even going international. You
Yes.
understand, just
We
getting
love
the
that. I
word out
received
there.
that. Yeah.
That's right. Getting it out there. So thank you so much. God
Yeah.
bless you. And we're going to be
Thank you.
talking to you real soon. Thank you for helping us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Was that amazing or what? That was Dr. Ebony January. I mean, she got it together. Ladies, if you're watching, Minister Cooper, all you guys out there, listen, that's where we want to be right there, knowing about ourselves, being educated, going to the doctor, knowing about our medicine. As she said, the wellness wheel, it's we're going to be putting those links and everything in there as well. Raven, thank you. Thank you for that. So listen, you thought that was phenomenal. Guess who we have coming up next? We have Tony Coleman Brown, another phenomenal a woman of God. She helps emerge entrepreneurs to turn their knowledge into digital products. She helped build audience and online presence. She's been in the business over 20 years. She educates, she supports. I'm going to show you something really quick that I love that she put together. It's an AI, I think she said it was an AI system and tool. And ladies, check this out. This can be you. Mark, if you could just play this clip for us.
Tony Coleman Brown here. Now, if you're a speaker, coach, or course creator like myself, and you've been seeking to get your message to a wider audience, well, then I've found an amazing new monetized e-learning platform that combines the power of AI language translation that will help you get your message around the globe. So if expanding your territory is one of your goals for this year, then you will definitely want to know more about this amazing discovery. So click on the link below this video and I will be happy to share more. I'll see you on the other side. Tony Coleman Brown ici. Si vous êtes un conférencier, un coach ou un créateur de cours comme moi et que vous voulez atteindre un public plus large, j'ai trouvé Tony Coleman Brown hier. Wenn Sie ein Sprecher, Coach oder Kursleiter sind und versucht haben, Ihre Botschaft an ein breiteres Publikum zu bringen, habe ich eine托尼·科尔曼·布朗在这里。如果你是演讲者、教练或课程创作者，寻求将信息传达给更广泛的 Tony Coleman Brown aquí. Si eres un conferencista, entrenador o creador de cursos como yo y buscas llegar a una audiencia más amplia con tu mensaje, Tony Coleman Brown qui. Se sei un relatore, un coach o un creatore di corsi come me e vuoi far arrivare il tuo messaggio a un pubblico più ampio, ho trovato...
Yes, I love that. That could be you, ladies, all the different languages. Please help me welcome my guest, Miss Tony Coleman Brown.
Hello. How are you, Miss Coco?
Oh my God, I am fabulous. Oh my God. That I know you didn't know that I was going to play that, but I just love that.
That is the power of AI.
Oh my goodness. But just think that we can learn these different languages. I'm always up to learning different languages. So thank you for that, sharing that where we can learn, because each one teach one, if AI can do it, we can do it too.
Well, guess what? If AI can do it, we don't have to. How about that? So, I
love it. Tony, welcome to the show. I love your spirit, your smile, everything that you're doing in the community. You are into marketing big time. Tell us, well, first of all, you are from New York City. Am I correct?
Yes, New York City by way of New Orleans.
Yeah.
I love my NOLA. You can take the girl out the South, but you can't take the South out the girl.
That's it. I love that. So, Linda, you are into marketing and things.
Mhm.
Tell us quickly about the networking for women in business.
Yes, so I have the Network for Women in Business. I founded it about 14 years ago, going on 15 years, and we are an online learning platform where I truly help entrepreneurs to grow, increase their visibility online, and really teach them how to market and promote their business. So, we've been around, like I said, for about 14 years, and it's just been great.
Yes, and I've been following some of the things that you guys are doing. So you have a membership program opening up in, is it in June?
Yes, in June, we're going to be opening the doors again. And I'm really excited about it because what I'm folding into the membership this time is actually my new all in one platform called Optimize Pro. So it will be included in membership. And
Okay.
it's a powerful, powerful tool that also incorporates AI. So,
Wow.
entrepreneurs will be able to really run their business all in one place. They'll be able to utilize this amazing tool with all of these amazing features. Like if you've ever wanted a one stop shop, this is truly it. And I'm super, super excited because you'll be able to do things like, all of your social media marketing and planning, you'll be able to do it inside the tool, linking up all of your social media platforms. If you are a course creator, or if you, like myself, would like to create a membership or a special group, you could do that as well because that's included. It's a CRM. It's also a calendar appointment setting, so you'll be able to create your calendar and do that as well. So there's just so much that you'll be able to do with the platform. I'm super, super excited about it.
Oh my goodness, that is amazing. And how will it include access to Optimize Pro and having access allow them to allow them to run their business, their entire business? How will that all come together?
So basically, when you come on board as a member, you will get access to your own sub account within
Hmm.
Optimize Pro. And, having a sub account will allow you to do a multitude of things. You'll be able to create automations, workflows. You'll be able to build websites. You'll be able to create like a web chat for your business. You'll be able to send emails, text messages. If you use Calendly, you could get rid of that and you can, begin to create your own calendars for specific things where people can, automatically set their appointments with you. So there's a multitude of different things that you'll be able to do. And the beauty of it is, the fact that in the past, I would host group coaching and we would talk about a variety of different things, but I will be teaching you every week how to utilize the tool to really and truly maximize your business. So just imagine being able to log into your account and be able to see all the things that are going on in your business all in one place. So you'll be able to see all of your sales. You'll be able to see if you got a new lead, where they are in your workflow or your pipeline. You'll be able to move them along in your pipeline to really and truly get them to the sale. So I'm super excited about this. And, I am, my software
Wow.
is a white label version of Go High Level. And I'm just super, super excited about it because I know, I'm using the tool right now. So I
Right.
know that anybody that utilizes it, they're going to have success. Because remember when you said earlier how I like to teach people how to turn their knowledge into profit? I mean,
Yeah.
I'll easily be able to show you how to create your own digital product, how to set up your landing page, generate leads, and begin to drip on them so that you can convert all of those into sales. So I am super, super excited about this because I know with 100% certainty that folks will definitely have success. And that's what we need to do in this year, in this time. We need
Yeah.
to learn how to build and create our own economy. And this
Yes.
will allow you to do just that.
Wow. And what made you come up with this? What gave you this idea? What inspired you?
Well, it's interesting. I was talking to a friend of mine and we were just talking about, business, what we were both doing. And then he had mentioned, the platform for me. And he said, this is what you should do with your business. And he just said, and you can white label it. And I said, you know what? You're right. This is a great tool. And I mean, and, I jumped on it immediately and I began utilizing the tool and I said, wow. And every day that I go into the tool and utilize the tool, I just say more and more and more, this is it. This is it. And I mean, and in the past, when I would work with different entrepreneurs, this is what would happen. I would teach them maybe how to generate leads. And then I would say, okay, you need to have an Aweber account, you need to have a lead pages account, and then you need to link those things together. Well,
Yeah.
no more. You don't have to do all of that. You don't have to link all of these platforms together. You can have it all in one. So I would say, okay, get an Aweber account or a MailChimp account, get a lead pages account. And then I would say, oh, and you need social media. So you need a social media planner. So maybe get Post Planner or Hootsuite or something like that. So now I don't have to tell you to go in all of these 50
Mhm.
gajillion places where you have to memorize all of these different logins. Now you can just
Yes.
log into your sub account and run your business and have phenomenal success. And there's so much built into it. I mean, you can build your own AI agent, so that somebody
Mhm.
that can literally, it's not even somebody, it's an AI
Yeah.
voice,
Right.
right? That
Right.
could schedule your appointments, answer your calls. If you train it and you give it the right prompts, there's the possibilities are endless.
Wow. Less work
Yeah.
for us.
Yes, yes. Less work for us. And I'm telling you, that's what people need. They need automation so that, you can kind of sit back and just see your business. Because
Yeah.
so many of us are working in our business that we don't have the time to sit back and see our business. It's one thing to perform these different tasks, but it's another thing to be strategic.
Yeah.
Having this tool will allow you to be strategic because when you set up automation and workflows, you
Mhm.
have to think about the customer's journey from the
Right.
beginning to the end.
Yeah.
So there's no more just kind of like one and done. No. You're thinking about the whole thing and laying it all out so that you can just set it and forget it. And at the end of the day, all you have to do is kind of step in, maybe to do a close or just watch the sales come in. So that's where we all want to be. We don't want to be the one, constantly moving the dial, sending an email here, sending an email there. We want
Right.
everything to be systematic because that's how you scale. You can't scale your business doing these one-off tasks. You have to have automation and you have to really and truly adopt the power of AI because it's
Oh,
phenomenal what it can do for your business. I mean, when you have writer's block or your creativity scene is on a low and
yeah.
you're thinking about, okay, I know I need a headline but I just can't think of the words. Now you have AI tools that can help you along the way, and that's the power of AI. I mean, I know a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to use it, I don't want to use it, but
Mhm.
it's so helpful and it saves so much time. I
Yeah.
mean, just imagine, you want to, like, say for instance, create a lead magnet like an ebook or a report and have someone download it. And
Mhm.
then, today a
Yeah.
person needs to experience you about 14, they need to have about 14 interactions with you on multiple different platforms
Right.
before they even pull out their credit card. So imagine that you want to create, maybe 14 different social media posts or 14 different emails, and you have to think about that all on your own. But now you can use the power of AI, which has memory and
Yeah.
can really get to know your business, and it can get to know you and how
You're
you think and how
right.
you speak, and it can just
Right.
spit all of this stuff out. I mean, it really saves time, and that's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about. Now, Tony, when you were getting into this, when you first started, did you see any challenges that you faced, or that made you question it, or was there any challenges involved?
Oh my God. Let's talk about it. Challenges. Yes. I mean, there were a couple of setbacks because, I mean, before I even got to the point where, we're here with this new software that's going to be folded into the membership, I was thinking, oh, I want to start this university and I'll fold the university into the membership. Well, I had the name Entrepreneur Success University. So this is what I want to tell people. When you go out there with something and you think of a name, please go to the US Trademark Office first
Yes.
and
Okay.
trademark it, because I put it out there. I went to trademark it, but then I couldn't. And that was a big blow because I had created all of these assets and
Yep.
all of these digital assets, and I had to like let it go. And that
Yeah.
was a setback. And then
Yeah.
I said, okay, well, let me trade my business name. And then they were like, someone just came and went, for the name. So I'm going to have to say, no, this is what the
Oh.
trademark office told me.
Oh
And they
my
were like,
goodness.
you can still use it, and you can even fight it, but I'm going to have to say no. And I was just so devastated. I didn't
Yeah.
even want to move forward, but I kept using the name and I said, I'm going to just keep using it until somebody says cease and desist. Well, that never happened. And then the mark went dead. So now I'm trademarking it and making it uncontestable in all, every state. So I'm super excited about that. But I have to tell you that those were blows that I took in the
Mm,
beginning. And sometimes when you have those types of blows, it could really set you back,
yeah.
and it can make you question everything.
Yeah.
Like, what am I doing? Why am I doing it? Should I just change the name? Should I just make it all, Tony Comer Brown's network? What should I do? But I
Yeah.
stayed the course and now I'm here, and I'm glad that I did.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that I didn't quit,
Yeah.
because here's the one thing that I know for sure, Coco. If you don't quit, you will succeed. You will succeed.
That's so true. Yes.
You will succeed
Yeah.
because, I adopted Nelson Mandela's, phrase. And Nelson Mandela would say that in life, we're never losing, we're
Mm,
only learning,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So basically, when you think about that quote, that phrase, and you think about people like Albert Einstein,
Mhm.
who some people will say failed over 1,000 times, and he'll say, no, I didn't fail. I just found, 1,000 ways that didn't work
Didn't
until I
work.
found one that did. And
Did.
if you approach business in that way,
Yeah.
failure is impossible.
Oh, that's good
It's
right
just
there.
lessons learned. It's just lessons learned. Just keep going. Just keep going. Keep
Oh
going.
God.
And
I
I think
love
that,
that.
yeah, I think most of us are like 3 feet from goal.
Yeah.
We're like right there, but we give up
Give up.
before we don't realize that we might be this close and we
Yeah.
stop. But if we would have just kept going,
Going.
we would have made it.
Sister Teresa, I see you on. You hear that? Keep going, my sister. Keep going. And that's the thing, Tony. You are so right. We're like right there, and something either distract us or we get that no. Somebody tell us no, and we're done.
That's
But you,
it.
you have to keep going. I mean, and Tony is a living witness. You see, you've heard her testimony, you see what she's doing in marketing, all these tools and these things that she have for you. Now you are involved in New York City in several groups, I think, or
Yes,
networks,
yes,
organizations. Tell us about
yes.
those.
Well, I have to tell you about an organization that I absolutely love, and that's called the National Council of Negro Women. And
Oh,
I am involved in the Queens County section. I'm super super excited because we're having our 37th annual Black and White event that's coming up on June 8th, and it's the annual fundraiser. And I'm just super super excited about it. I serve on the publicity committee, and I am just thrilled. I want everybody that's in Queens to come out and support the National Council of Negro Women because we do so much for the community as it relates to just giving out knowledge, whether it's about maternal health or social justice or just doing community service or, working with the youth. Our youth section is amazing. Our
yes.
section altogether is just phenomenal. We do phenomenal things, and I'm just super excited about this event. We have a Roaring 20s theme,
Ooh,
and yes, so we're gonna have a roaring good time.
oh
So
my goodness.
yes, I'm super
Oh,
excited about it. And to all my sisters out there, I want to say hi. If you live in Queens and you're not a member of NCNW Queens County section, definitely you want to check us out and definitely grab your ticket to this event because it's going to be a great time. It's going to be at Anton's in Queens, and we're
okay.
gonna have a great, great time. Really celebrating a lot of great community leaders as well that are
Yeah.
also doing wonderful things to lift up our community because at the end of the day, this is the time where our community is under attack.
Yes.
And,
So true.
I told someone that I don't think I ever would have had kids if I would have thought that we would be here,
Yeah.
because after the Obama years, we progressed so much. But I
Yeah.
think that the success of Obama really kind of caused a lot of people to hate. It's like,
Mm,
don't hate the player,
mhm.
don't hate the player. And I mean, and he did things the right way. He
Yeah.
was probably one of the last distinguished gentlemen that we had in the
Yes.
presidency, and
Yes.
someone that we all looked up to, that had a tremendous amount of respect, that
Yeah.
had a wonderful, awesome, amazing presidency.
Yes, he
And
did.
I don't like what's happening right now. So we really need organizations like NCNW, and we need young people to
Yes.
participate in these types of organizations to really come together to sustain our communities.
Yeah.
Because if not us, and who? Because
Then
you
who?
no one is really looking out for us. So
Yeah.
we have to look out for each other. And that's why NCNW was founded. And that's why organizations like NCNW need to stay strong and keep forging forward.
Yes. Oh my goodness. To my New York family there out in Brooklyn and Queens, make sure you get your tickets June the 8th. I know that it's going to be phenomenal. We have your information here, some of your information running at the bottom of the screen. But how can people find you? How can they join or want to be a part of the membership of your organization?
Yes, they can go to networkforwomeninbusiness.org, or they can check us out on Facebook at Network for Women in Business. We have a really strong Facebook page. We have over 110,000 followers. And
Yes.
yeah, we're doing great things. I mean, Facebook has just really dampened everyone's engagement. So if you're out there and you're seeing your engagement decrease, don't worry. It's not you, it's the platform. Unfortunately, you have to pay to play. But yeah, you guys can reach us there,
I
or
love
you
that. I
can,
love
it's the
that. I love
truth.
that. You have to pay to play. It's so true.
It
It
is.
is.
It is. And I mean, and it's unfortunate, but let me just give, this little marketing tip to
Give it to
everyone,
us.
right? So you see, Coco, how you do these lives. If you want to increase the visibility of the lives, just if you spend like $10 on, boosting the visibility, just do that for each one of them, 10, $25, so that it can go just a little bit further.
Further.
Then do that. You don't have to break the bank, but you
Yes,
do have to pay to play in this environment.
yes,
And it's unfortunate, but this is the world that we live in, and we have to just budget a little bit.
yeah,
And our best content, we need to give it a little boost to increase the visibility. But every time you give it a little boost, make sure you have a way for people to definitely get in contact with you. Always, put it out there for people to follow you,
yeah,
to give their names, email address, and stuff like that, so that you can keep in contact with them, to
yeah,
visit your websites, and things like that. So always do that to increase your visibility. You must do that in today's economy. And it's okay. It's just the world we live in. But, your best content, just give it a little boost,
yeah,
do the pay to play. And you'll see your reach go a lot further, because most of us have the ability to reach millions, but we just
yes,
have to, do a little planning. And
yeah.
our best piece of content, we just boosted. But I'm on social media at Tony Coleman Brown and Network for Women in Business. So they can follow me on Facebook, follow me on social media, and they can go to my website as well.
Yes, I see. I want to be like that. When she comes out, your presence. Hi, I'm Tony Coleman Brown.
And what's just so funny? Let me tell you a funny story. My daughter is going to Morgan State, right? And she is a multi-platform media production person. So it's funny because she has to do videos and things like that. And she said, I grew up listening to, hi, my name is Tony Coleman Brown. And I just laughed. I just laughed because I'm like, see, so you're a natural, right? You're a natural for this. But yeah,
Love
thank
it.
you so much for
I
that.
love it. And my cousin, I have a cousin that's at Morgan State now.
Nice, nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So this was wonderful. You have really educated us. I can see those comments out there from the viewers. I know that they have been so inspired and blessed. I know that I have. And like you say, market it. We have to pay. We have to
Hmm.
pay to play in this business because that's what it is. So thank you for all the knowledge and the nuggets and the wisdom that you've given to us today, Tony. We appreciate you. We're going to continue to follow and support you. Much favor to you on your upcoming event. Anything that you need from us, please just, we're just a phone call away. So thank you again for coming on the show tonight.
Well, listen, I have to thank you, because I'm telling you, you almost had me flat out over here. I had to like wipe my eyes with that song in the beginning. I said, oh my God, okay, she wants me just flat out before we even get started. Your voice is amazing. You just have an anointing from God, and the world just, just needs more of you, Coco.
Oh
And
my
I want
God.
to have you on my show. So
Yes,
let's do that. Let's do that. Yes,
yes.
let's
Oh
do
my
that. Yes, I'm opening up
Absolutely.
membership, relaunching my podcast, and
Yeah,
I'm also looking for other entrepreneurs to be on my show, women like yourself to be on the show. So I'm super super excited. I believe that this is not the time for us to retreat or give up. This
that's
is the
it.
time for us to put our foot on the gas and keep going, and to support each other and lift each other
Yes.
up, and to create our own economies.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, I love you. Yes. Oh my
Love you
God.
too.
So listen, please reach out to me. I would be honored to be a part of your show. And ladies, for everyone that's listening, this is what I'm talking about right here. This is sisterhood. This is
Yes.
coming together. Let's make it happen. The power of women, our voice, our knowledge. So I love that you brought all this to the forefront, and I think that some lives have been changed tonight on this show. So thank you again so much, Tony. God
Thank
bless you.
you. God bless you too.
Oh my goodness. So yes, guys, listen. That was Tony Cope. Let me say it. That was Toni Coleman Brown. I just love her personality and the things that she's doing in her community, in marketing, and helping us come together and, just promoting our business, learning how to promote our business, being better than what we are. So I've always known and heard that when you around people that's better than you, or when you around people that's thriving, that's what you need to be around, so you can do the same. And you can be the trailblazer for someone else. So I'm just loving the two ladies that we had on here tonight that has just blessed us with the knowledge for us to go further. So, like I said, tonight is the night for change. When you wake up in the morning, you look in the mirror, you say, Self, I'm doing this today. Okay, because God has given you the strength and the ability and the talent. He's given you the tools. All you have to do is push forward. Don't be distracted by little things and people that's trying to tear you down. You break away from that. He has not given you the spirit of fear. He has given you power. Okay, so use your power. I preached this weekend, and God bless Pastor Brinkley, Now Faith Community Church. I was there with Ruth Leandra this weekend, but my topic was activate your power. So, ladies, I need you to activate your power. What God has given you, Dr. January and Toni Coleman Brown confirmed it. It's in you. All you have to do is push forward, birth it, because you got it. He's giving it to you. So activate your power. So again, thank you to Pastor Brinkley for having me at Now Faith Community Church this Sunday. Ruth Leandra, she tore the house down. Okay. My girl Ruth was there. Also on Saturday to Deliverance Ministries there in Sanford, North Carolina. Thank you so much for having me. It's called Increased Faith Deliverance. So thank you so much for having me on Saturday as well. So God has been good. God is doing some amazing things. Kes, it's so good to see you. Thank you so much for joining. Teresa Crudup, thank you. Minister Cooper, everybody that was out there. Jackie, thank you so much for just coming on the show. I have a comment here said we need both of those ladies on Pod TV. Yes, we do, because they have really educated us tonight. Thank you so much again to Raven Robertson that works so hard behind the scenes from New York City. She is just absolutely amazing. So thank you for all. To Mark Lee, I just want to say to Mark, the producer of this show, he is absolutely phenomenal. He's been rocking with me for, I guess, the last 3 years. We had this podcast. Worked so hard. He doesn't get paid for doing this. He has just been a blessing to the show. And I am just so grateful for him and everything that he does. He works so hard for this show. And so again, we're constantly looking for sponsors to support the show. If you want to donate to the show, please do so. You can inbox me or inbox him. The Cash App is $VCMS. We want to bless Mark because he has really truly been a blessing. This couldn't operate if it wasn't for Mark. And so much things, I know I'm getting teared up, so many things that goes on behind the scenes that you have no idea that transpire. And Mark is always there to clean it up. So I'm so grateful for him. So I just want to say to him personally, thank you. Thank you for everything that you do for this show. Your labor is not in vain. Blessings on top of blessings on top of blessings is coming your way. And it's going to leave us with this song that we're leaving you with tonight. As I said earlier, my boy, Gene Hopkins, our very own from Raleigh-Durham area. This young man is a powerhouse, okay? I've had a chance to work with him in different plays and different concerts, and he is just an amazing, amazing anointed singer. He has a new single out that's called Increase We're going to play it tonight. Mark, get ready for the increase. Okay. I want to say that to you. Get ready for the increase. As I say to all my viewers each week, trust in the Lord with all thy heart. Lean not to thy own understanding, but in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. Listen, this is Gene Hopkins with Increase, his new single.
Yeah, I'm ready for more. Every seed you sown, you will see, you will reap. Every seed you sown, let's declare it. Listen, say, I got seed, yeah, in the ground, coming up, any moment now. What I pray for, I believe it's on its way. To me, say, to me, I've got seed.
And I'm ready to receive.